Hi guys, this is Pete here. So Tesla just announced their Q2 earnings and Tesla stock had a very big pop. So what's the reason behind? Let's dive straight into this. And today I want to give myself a challenge. I want to do this within 5 minutes. So ready? Let's go. Tesla actually jumped close to 10% yesterday. Right now it's at $815. But the most important thing to take note of here is that the market cap is at $844 billion. So we'll use this as our valuation later on. Now, some of the key learnings from the earnings is that firstly, right, they achieved a 621 million of operating cash flow and they increased their cash position by 0.8 of a billion. And I will talk about where does this come from later on, and it's very interesting. Now, they also share that their operating income right now is about 14.6%. We'll use this later on for valuation calculation as well. Now, this is the financial summary, and I just want to point your attention to several things. First and foremost is that their operating expenses was actually lower than what we have expected, right? Analysts have expected it to be actually higher than the previous quarter due to a lot of the shutdowns and also on Bitcoin prices. But however, it didn't move so much, right? We'll find out later on why. And this actually saved the quarter at a profit margin of 14.6%. And one thing I want to highlight is that you notice that usually Q2 seems to be a lower cash flow quarter, right, for Tesla, as we saw last year in 2021. So what happened to the operating margin and operating expenses? How come it's so low? All right. So this is the reason that they gave why the revenue was up 42% year on year. So you can see that they have a growth in vehicle deliveries, increase in prices, and they talk about profitability, right? So these are all the benefits, but there are those that are negative, and most importantly, it is actually their Bitcoin impairment. In their cash position, basically, they sold 3/4 of their Bitcoin in this quarter, and this added, right, $936 million to the balance sheet. So just by the pure sale of Bitcoin, it added almost all the cash to their position. Okay, and based on my calculation, this would average their sales price about 28K to 29K per Bitcoin. All right, now in addition to Bitcoin sale, a few more things to highlight is that the delivery of vehicles right now is at 258,000 vehicles, and Tesla right now is still thinking that they will hit, right, a 50% growth at the end of the year, right? If they were to hit 50%, what we'll expect, right, in terms of outlook is that, right, in 2021 they actually achieved 930,000 vehicles. Now, Elon Musk also mentioned this during the earnings call, is that he's still confident of a 50% year-on-year growth, right, going forward. So if they actually achieve 50% for this year, they need to hit 1.4 million vehicles. All right. What does that mean? That means Tesla need to produce about 400 vehicles more per quarter for the next 2 quarters. Now, can they achieve this? This is where I look at their production numbers, and I think it's highly possible because you can see over here, if you add up all the productions, right, and they are giving you this more than sign, that means there's potential for them to produce more than this. If you add up all this figure, it's already $1.9 million. So I think it is very likely, if they continue on this track, that Tesla will actually produce more than 2 million vehicles this year. Now, in addition to that, I noticed one thing that I believe will be up and coming for Tesla, and it is their services, right? Services grew more than 14% quarter on quarter over here, right? Just to draw your attention here, right? And what our services include, right? So it talks about a lot of after vehicle sales and stuff like that. But to me, the most important thing is the last 3 words, vehicle insurance revenue. I think this may be the biggest bulk of this whole services component. So as Tesla sell more vehicle, I do expect the services to contribute a larger component. And guess what? This is recurring as well. So I really like this business. Now, let's go into earnings call, what did Elon Musk say, right? A few key things. He talked about Cybertruck, right, coming into production mid of next year. And he even said that Cybertruck could be their best car ever produced, right, with all the new technology inbuilt into Cybertruck. Now, secondly, they expect to issue FSD to all United States by end of the year, and they are going to increase price before that happens. So for those of you out there who are Tesla owners, if you want to buy an FSD, maybe now is a good time to do so. Third point is that actually Elon Musk talked about economy as well, right? He says that inflation likely will slow down by the end of the year, but he said take it with a pinch of salt. right? Because he sees that commodity prices are coming down, and as a producer, I think he has a very good understanding on this. Now, last but not least is that he aimed to produce 40,000 vehicles per week, right? He said that he has already achieved 30,000 vehicles per week quite a few times. So now, based on my calculation, if they can hit 40,000 per week, then this year they will most definitely hit 2 million. Now, in terms of valuation, right? Where is Tesla right now? Okay, so let's assume if they can produce 2 million vehicles, the revenue, right? If we take the previous year revenue, it will actually be amount to $101 billion. Now, let's assume a 15% operating profit margin, which is quite standard. Like earlier on, they achieved 14.6, right? This will equate to a $15 billion operating income. Now, how does that brings into valuation is that based on the current market cap, which I told you earlier on, right, 844 billion market cap as of this moment, right, the PE ratio will be about 56. So this is by no means a cheap company, but of course, this is what everybody call a high growth company because they are achieving a 50% growth year over year. So if you take the traditional valuation of price to earnings divided by growth, actually, this is not too bad of a company because it's approximately about the same as how fast it's growing. Okay, so this is my quick take on Elon Musk and also Tesla's earnings. Alright, that took longer than I thought. I was beyond the 5 minutes, but what do you think? Do you think this quarter for Tesla was a fantastic quarter? Do you think the share price jump was justified or not? Right, put in the comments below, let me know. And I hope this was really useful for you. If you like the content over here, do subscribe and like the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.